you doing? My name is Ken Thomas, aka the Dream Maker, and I'm a retired Chicago police officer out of Chicago, Illinois. Uh, Quite a few years ago, I got into biking, believe it or not, with a scooter. I believe it was a 250 Honda, and I just love seeing people ride around on these little scooters, so I bought me a scooter. And while on the one of the major highways in Chicago, one day a guy rode up next to me on a Gold Wing, big bike, and he kind of flagged me over. And he actually asked me, he said, "What is your big ass doing on that little bitty scooter?" And we had a big laugh. We became the best of friends, and we started riding together. He said, "I know a police officer that has a bike for sale," and I bought a 1982 Honda Goldwing, and that's how I got into biking. Well, I tell you, after meeting that gentleman, I went along with him. He told me he was a member of a club in Chicago. It was known as the Buffalo Soldier Motorcycle Club, singular. And after attending a couple of meetings with him, I joined. At that time, there were 7 of us. Uh, I came in. I was always a popular guy, extroverted, uh, talk with the membership, and that particular membership grew to about 15 guys. And the president of the club had a gym, a workout gym. He was a bodybuilder. And what happened was, as we talked and did rides, basically the guys took to me and they asked me to run for president. And I guess I was a threat to the particular president. And he actually asked me, he said, "Dream," he said, "please, man, don't take my club." He said, "Start your own club." Because a lot of the guys were somewhat intimidated by this guy. He had muscles everywhere. And I think I wasn't. But anyway, so goes it. I told him I think I will. 7 of us walked out and started the Buffalo Soldiers, current patch that we wear. And that's how the club actually got started. But I also knew that it was a better way for the motorcycle community. I mean, you had thousands of riders out here people who possibly wanted to join a club, but didn't join a club because of the negative overtones, negative publicity. And by me being in law enforcement, I knew that I couldn't be around anything negative. So even going to the various motorcycle club sets, being on the set, I enjoyed it, but there were some sets that I knew I couldn't be around. So I said, let me do my own thing. And my idea was to start a club. And number one, where we instill in every member that you're going to respect your colors, you're going to respect your members, and you're going to respect our wives and girlfriends. Many of the guys didn't want me to bring in women, but I knew that women would keep us, shall we say, on the straight and narrow. You would be respectable. So I knew that my wife wanted to participate with me in anything that I did, and I love riding. This was my outlet after working as a police officer 8 hours or 10 hours on the streets here in Chicago. I wanted to get on the bike and ride with individuals who had that same passion. And that's actually what made the club grow. As I stated, guys didn't initially want to deal with women in the club, but it turned out to be probably one of the best things we ever did. Well, in Chicago, for people who are familiar with biker roundups, which has been in existence for a number of years, when we came out with that patch, one of our biggest runs was to the National Bikers Roundup, formerly known as Black Bikers Roundup. And wherever it was, we went. Our club grew so fast and so big in Chicago. We were up towards 100 members within that first year. And what we did is we would take our trailers down, we'd rent maybe a bus to be our center of communications and where we did things, and bring barbecue pits. So there was always a lot of activity when we went to Bikers Roundups, and people notice you and they notice your colors. But they also notice how we were dressed. We were always sharp, meaning that jeans was tight, t-shirts was tight, everything was tight. We was looking good, and we knew we had some of the best colors on the set in the entire location, and it just people just started gravitating to our tents and would say, "Man, where you cats from?" and "Man, Buffalo Soldiers are all you cats military?" And we would explain, we have military, we have law enforcement, we have blue collar workers, we have white collar workers. You know, we for people who are about riding. Let's get it in and let's have some fun. You know, and of course, one of the components that we love about our club is the history and legacy behind the name, Buffalo Soldiers. And so the more myself I read about the Buffalo Soldiers, of course. Now I'm trying to educate people about the Buffalo Soldiers. So we stress that in our members, be able to, if not articulate some of the history, be able to point people in the right direction so they'll know that not only is this American history, it's African American history. So that, and then giving back. You have to give back. This is our passion, these are our toys. And when you look around in our various communities that we came from, and some middle class, some from the hood, man, these folks need help. And if there was anything we could do, we wanted to do it. So you gave back a little bit. And this is how we grew. People wanted to belong to the Buffalo Soldiers Motorcycle Club. Later, Chicago, we changed the bottom rocker to Troopers, so as not to have people get confused with the other club. They had a totally different patch. The club has evolved tremendously, tremendously. We started out more or less like a traditional motorcycle club, and when I say that, a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, and running around the set with no goal, no purpose. But as the club evolved, of course, as I stated, we got into charitable things. Yeah, we like to party now, and we like to drink, but we're about respecting our colors, respecting our women, respecting this patch, respecting the brotherhood, respecting our history. Now, when you see the professionalism that we've achieved in this club, I mean, it's unmatched. No other motorcycle club, minority club, or predominantly African American club has grown to the heights that the Buffalo Soldiers have grown. And we got love for all the clubs on this set. And a lot of clubs would like to duplicate what we're doing. And as far as I'm concerned, I love to give them advice. But I think what the factor is, what's the determining factor? It's the history behind who we are. It's the history that people look at and people recognize, and the people that we draw. So we are now, to this day, I mean, we're constantly growing. We're at 111 chapters. I think we currently have 5 chapters on probation. We have a number of people inquiring as to how to become a Buffalo Soldier or, in fact, a Buffalo Trooper. Well, you know, the term one percenter, it's a matter of interpretation and how people want to view that individual as a quote-unquote one percenter. Remember, they come from society too, just like the members of our club, National Association of Buffalo Soldiers and Troopers Motorcycle Club. So it comes down to mentality. You join a 1% club for the brotherhood and to be with your brothers and doing things together and act as one. Well, pretty much the same thing with the Buffalo Soldiers and Troopers, but we have different mindset, different purpose. Maybe the fact that individuals who want to live without rules, without anybody, live by their own set of rules, hey, that's all good. If that's your lifestyle, if that's what you want to do. Here, we got a lot of structure. We got a lot of structure, a lot of different ideas, a lot of positive ideas, and of course, we don't want to do anything, our members or the organization, to damage the great history and legacy that we wear on our backs. So I say more power to the MC set. Whatever you want to do, we do. In Chicago in 1998, we did the first black tie dinner dance, where I explained to the membership that, we work every day wearing these jeans and t-shirts every day, riding, running up and down the street. In Chicago, of course, it gets cold in the winter. I said, just like we go to the parties on the set and eat dinner, have a good time. I said, why not dress up, get sharp, and do the same thing? Party, eat dinner, and guess what? Let's do a little good in the hood, as I stated. Let's do something for somebody. And I don't know if we gave away $1,000, two $500 scholarships in the process. Well, that caught on because think about it. When do we, as just regular folks out here, get a chance to put on a tuxedo, you know, and get sharp, and the women get to put on after five dress? You know, a lot of times when folks get put on suits and ties and what have you, they going to church, they going to a funeral. It's not that many times you put on a wig that's going to a black tie affair. Well, guess what? We got one. And now several of our chapters do a black tie affair where we recognize the various accomplishments that you're doing in your community. We also recognize those young individuals who are trying to do something with their lives and taking that next step in education, going to college. And we're trying to give them a helping hand. So if people view us as bougie, I'm one of those individuals that say, hey, maybe they're doing a little hate. Try and get like us, you know, because we know that there's hate. When you number one, when you're sharp out there, a lot of times people want to be like you, but they don't know how to express themselves, you know. We're the type of individuals that want to embrace you and show you how to do good things. You already know how to do it. But we got love, like I say, for the set, and we're going to continue to be. If someone says we're bushy, so what? We're going to continue to be bushy. But we ride these motorcycles. See, get out there and ride. Let's get dirty in the sand. Let's ride. You know, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. But there's nothing wrong with being able to go from one part of riding in our society, then going into corporate America and articulating like you got some sense so folks can understand you. You know, I'm asked that, but I would like to see the organization continue to grow, continue our professionalism, and actually, shall we say, partner with some of the major corporations out there that are connected with the motorcycling community. We got Harley Davidson out here who sell, we got a lot of members in our organization who ride Harley Davidson. We have a lot of members in our organization who ride Hondas. You name it, every kind of bike manufacturer that's out there, we have those individuals in our club riding those motorcycles. And I'd like to see those corporations recognize who we are and what we do. And we're riding, you know, your bikes. We're putting money back in your pockets, and we'd like to partner with those organizations so we can do some things in our communities, help in reducing some of this idiot nonsense that's going on in our communities that the young people are engaged in. Like to maybe see training, you know, maybe Buffalo Soldiers and Troopers can partner with these organizations and start various training programs and put some of these young folks to work. One of the issues in our society, and I know in Chicago, is a lot of these young kids, young adults, have nothing to do per se. When they say that they don't want to work, that's a lie. A lot of them just need an opportunity to work. And here we are, Motorcycle Club. I think we, as I stated, we do a lot of good in the hood, and I'd like to do more if the organization grows in trying to channel some of that energy that they have. Let's channel it into some positive means. When they look at us and these sharp bikes we have, how are they going to get these bikes? They want to ride too. Everybody can't sell dope. So you need a job to be able to purchase that bike. You got to understand what it means to work. So put your money away and work towards a goal. We'd love to get some of these young folks on the set to keep our legacy going, this motorcycle club going. But that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see for us to partner with corporations and, you know, not only with those that are connected with the motorcycles in our community, but I'm telling you, businesses in general. We got a lot of good people out here, come from a lot of different professions, and we need to utilize the strengths that they have and expertise that they have, and do something and put it back in our communities. Let's get these kids off the street. A lot of our members, as I said earlier in the interview, they really have no idea when we say the set, they have no idea about MC protocol, what it means to be out here on the set, and the brotherhood of riding and bikers in general. So many just came from whatever they were doing. They saw somebody on a nice bike, they were able to get a bike, they learned to ride, and then they want to be a part of Buffalo Soldiers and Troopers. So what we need to do, the leadership needs to do, is continue to educate our people and get them out to educate and learn about what we call the set, the MC community. We need to know, not only know that the passion of riding that you're doing out here, sure, we want you to enjoy yourself, but enjoy the whole ambiance and the people that you're meeting out here. Everybody rides for their own reason. And these individuals, most of the time you see somebody in colors, you have no idea what kind of job they have, or if they have a job, or if they're retired, if they're doctor, lawyer. You know, you don't know what they are. But if you get out and you talk to people, and nobody say you have to get high or get drunk or nothing like that. Just all you got to do is talk with people, because what you have in common is the motorcycle. We used to say 2 wheels. Now it's 3. Sometimes 4. I seen a 4-wheel Honda Goldwing. But I'm saying, you know, it's just that this perception of being better than another club, nah.
Chicago's been doing it 22 years, and actually 4 years prior to that. It took 4 years to get all the fools out of our club. And started 4 chapters from Chicago's original chapter. So, are we imperfect? Are we perfect? You know what? We working at it. Like I say, we the best I know. And everybody wants to be a soldier or trooper, whether they admit it or not. We have done something no other minority club has done. 111 chapters, and we got chapters on probation. Keep it going. Believe in the process. When you come to these meetings, what I'd like to see now, why don't you bring a set of bylaws? Because you know what? We found out over the years that people don't get the bylaws out to their, their behind is on fire. Am I right? When they get ready to get put out a chapter or something, they run to the bylaws. You know what they say? Dreammaker. It ain't in the bylaws that me specifically, that they shouldn't have did this to me. I want y'all to know I get calls I continue to get calls day, night, and I always tell people, y'all holler at me sometimes and say, what's up, Dream? How you doing? I can set my watch, I'm telling you, to after 5 minutes is, man, let me tell you what's going on. That ain't what the chapter was formed for. That ain't what the club was formed for. People always ask, Dream, what did you form the club for? Guess what? I put it in simplistic terms, saying, we ride. This is a motorcycle club. Anybody in here think this is a social club, you got a problem.
The other day, this is a motorcycle club. It's about riding bikes. The more you ride bikes and you get out there and you meet people, guess what? You'll learn more about what we call the set. And don't judge people. You know better than nobody else. When your bike break down out on one of these lonely expressways, and you see a group of bikers coming, all you know is you need help. And most of the time, you don't care who they are if they're willing to help you. So you, and that's with us. We bikers, we're on these 2 wheels. And when we're looking for help, or the companionship, what have you, it's most of the time it's other bikers. So I want our members to understand Yes, it's about riding. It's about educating people about the history and legacy of the Buffalo Soldiers. And it's about giving back to our communities. But also it's about people in general. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You know, don't judge people. People got their own issues. You know, and most of the time we get on these bikes to get away from all the drama that's going on in our lives and in our daily workplaces. You know, it's about ride. If you ride more, you feel better. I promise you that.